The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode. And now, here he is, Brandon.
Welcome back to the Brandon Peters Show and the ongoing 60s Batman at 60 series, where I and usually a guest travel through the inaugural season of the television phenomenon of 1966. And joining me today from Anime Crossroads, Meg Splichal.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate having you here. This is cool. People who listen to everything I put out have heard you before on this show, but if they've only listened to these proper episodes recorded and stuff, maybe they have not. So why don't you tell them about yourself?
Yeah, well, as he said, my name is Meg, and I'm the marketing director for Anime Crossroads, Indiana's oldest and largest anime convention. But I actually met Brandon way before that, when I was doing a different podcast. And we met during Suicide Squad, and then somehow keep running into each other. And I've been lucky enough to join you at PopCon a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of fun. I love doing that. I always say yes when you say podcast. I say yes.
Yeah, we regularly see each other throughout the year now, so It's very, very cool. We met long ago in the old Johnny Lyles days.
Johnny Lyles.
I don't know if I haven't heard from them in a long time.
Yep.
But they were very, very supportive of me and my endeavors.
Absolutely.
So I hope wherever they are, they're doing well.
I do too. Shout out to Johnny Lyles.
Shout out to Johnny Lyles. And I see you at conventions, and then you got your whole thing going with Anime Crossroads. How was it this year? It was recently, so I'm not here to promote the new one or the most recent one, but
hey, 2027.
Yep.
We're going for a winter theme, so just go ahead and pin that.
All right.
No, it went really well. We had 3 amazing voice actors who had a great time, and one who wants to come back every other year.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much fun, and I can say, as the marketing director, not one complaint.
Really?
Out on Instagram. We'll wait for the surveys to come in, but you're always kind of scared to see what social media is going to do. But it was actually all positive this year, and it was really fun. Really great time.
And that's in the Plainfield, Indiana area?
Yeah, the Embassy Suites by Hilton. And there's a convention center attached to it. It's a long con, not kind of like PopCon with kind of multiple floors and things like that. It's a long con, but we have a lot of stuff, the EDP, the drag shows, the panels, the voice actors, all that same stuff, just a little bit smaller scale, which I kind of like.
I tend to, it feels like the convention center is just gigantic. There's lots going on. But when you get to that hotel convention, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, I can get.
Yeah. Actually get to see your friends multiple times.
You can, run around. But you find out you can still lose people, have a hard time finding people, all sorts of stuff. That's if you're working the event or you're a guest needing somebody at an event.
Right. That's just part of it.
Yeah. There's big old convention. It's funny because I've done Days of the Dead, which is at the Marriott complex in Indy, and that's smaller, but similar to like the Wyndham. Have you ever gone to ones at the Wyndham?
So funny enough,
still do those?
Anime Crossroads has been at both of those hotels. And we kind of refer to Marriott as like the Green Lantern of our time. Like we just kind of don't talk about it.
Okay.
But that was years ago, and I'm sure they've renovated. I haven't made it to Days of the Dead, but I mean to.
Yeah. They yeah, it was funny. They just the one I did in December was they were trying to do a holiday one, and
Uh,
like part of like a whole wing they normally use for their film festival and stuff was like roped off because of construction and stuff, and
oh,
it was a smaller, different setup, but yeah, it's an interesting hotel to do it. I like the long the hotel. Is it the forget what the hotel is in Lombard, Illinois that Chicago TARDIS does, but they've got a cool setup where it's like it's not as big as a big convention, but it's still big for a hotel one. It
yeah,
feels like there's a lot of area covered in
yeah.
that one. It's this white hotel. What it might be a Westin itself. I can't remember. Apologies to Stephen Warren Hill and all the Chicago Tars people for me not
They're
remembering where
mad.
it's at.
They're
And
mad now.
Taylor and everybody. I just had Taylor on the previous episode, and okay, but
Never
yeah,
again. Not after that.
but they're very very fun. Is Anime Crossroads growing to a point where you're in danger of needing a bigger place, or is Plainfield perfect right now working?
I think we're just right at that point. um where like people have complained in the
Hmm.
past about it being like too small, but I think we've been pretty good at like rearranging things, shifting things around. So I think we are at the point where we can't do any more rearranging to make it seem like a bigger space. So I think we're right there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're not going to go to the convention center, um, for multiple reasons. Not that it's bad or anything, but
Hmm.
it's logistics and that kind of stuff. So it seems like maybe what's the big blue one?
J
Um,
Dub,
what is it?
JW
Yeah, the
Marriott.
JW. Yeah,
Okay, the
yeah,
J Dub.
because there was an anime convention that came through here that was ran by people in Florida, and it was there. So I went and kind of saw how it was laid out, and it's pretty big in there. The
Hmm.
space they have, it's decent.
That's what happened at like Horror Hound. They were here when they were here. They were doing the Marriott, and then if you went to the Marriott during like the last year or two of the Horror Hound, it was just overflowing with people,
Yeah,
like because it was just too big.
yeah,
And then they went to the JW Marriott, and then they went to the convention center. That's what they did. But
yeah,
then the convention
yeah.
center pissed them off, and now they're in Cincinnati. So
Right. Well, yeah. So I mean, it's like it's great. It's a champagne problem, you know.
yeah,
You
yeah.
want to outgrow, but then you have a whole set of rules that, you know,
And then you'll get the people that are like, it was much cooler when it was just this, or it was. It's like,
there's always those people.
mm-hmm, there
Those
is.
people.
Which I say it's smart that Sean Lyons of Gallifrey One, the Doctor Who convention in Los Angeles, he is doing a thing where they're ending the convention in 2028. That's because he wants to be done with it. But they're handing it off. They're going to replace it with a different convention that's run by different people. But he said, when you write a book, do you hand it to someone else to write the last chapter? No. I want to say, he's like, I don't want anyone to ever say Gallifrey stinks or it wasn't good as it used to be or anything like that. I want to be there when it ends. I want to end it. There will be something for Doctor Who fans in Los Angeles, but it's not going to be called Gallifrey. Be something new with the same, trying to keep the same people around and everything like that. So I'm
I
like, I
like
like that
that.
idea. I like that
Yeah, I
idea.
like his style.
Yeah, very,
I like
very
it.
cool guy. I like Sean Lyons.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, next year, 2027, is it March again or February?
It's February.
February.
It's the last
February.
weekend in February.
Gotcha. Last weekend in February, and we're not on a leap year, so after the 29th. So there you
Don't
go.
do math at me.
All right, I won't math you. Okay. So, anywhere people can catch you promoting it because you travel around to promote.
Oh yeah, yeah. So all of our socials are just Anime Crossroads,
Mm-hmm.
no spaces. And we've got all the socials. Our next convention is going to be EvilCon, which is actually at the Owensboro Convention Center in Kentucky. And we will be at PopCon in
Mm-hmm.
May and OMGCon in June. Um, MatsuriCon in Ohio in August. We'll be bopping around.
All right. I'm excited. I'm excited to see you at PopCon.
Yep.
We're gonna have a good time.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah. All right, moving on. So now this is what I do with everybody that comes on this. Just we'll start just generally where you're coming at with your history with just Batman, the character, the mythos, stuff like that.
Um, okay, so I was born in 90. My very first Batman would have to be Michael Keaton
Hmm.
in the Batman movies. And then, following after like Val Kilmer and George Clooney and, there. And so the cartoon, I didn't really watch that. And then, at some point we all learn, if you didn't watch it, that Adam West was Batman. And I think for me, that came in hearing his voice as a kid watching Family Guy and my parents being like, oh my God, that sounds, just like Adam West. And, not having a phone really at the time to Google, if
Yeah,
that was Adam West or not. And so then I'm like, who's Adam West? So I've never watched this Batman.
oh, okay.
Never. But I am a huge nerd. I know the Batman lore. I know all the things about Batman. It just wasn't this Batman. But it,
Gotcha.
it
Did you
was
know
fun to watch.
what did all you know about it before you watched this? Was there anything you knew about it other than just Adam West
About
Batman?
this Batman.
Yeah, like your thoughts about it before having even watched it.
I knew to expect the bam and the pows. I knew to expect a costume like that. I knew about the G. Willikers Batman, like the
Yeah.
way that Robin talked. I still wasn't prepared for the way that Robin talks. Um, but uh pretty much I think like stereotypical like lore.
Gotcha. So you're
And
big
that it's
time, the most novice of the novices I've had so far here. This is great. I like that.
yes, but I watched it. I am prepared. I watched it.
Gotcha. You
And
done
I'm like
any
a sponge.
Batman gaming at all? Have you been into that at all, or like any of the like? I've not asked anybody yet about Batman
Um,
gaming because the Arkham games have been very big with people, but I haven't brought that up in any of these yet. I just thought about that.
So I do know about the Batman games
Hmm.
because I did cosplay Harley Quinn from the Arkham Asylum
Hmm.
video game, I think it
Gotcha.
was called. So and I'm really drawn to Harley Quinn and like cosplay is my thing. So I have like several different generations of Harley Quinn, including like the classic, like with the ears and
Gotcha.
yeah, the bodysuit with the ruffles. Yeah, so um that's about it.
I always see you with anime characters that I don't know.
Uh,
That's
yeah,
But I
no,
know
my
you do Bride of Frankenstein too, which I've never
yep. Yeah.
had the
Yeah.
pleasure of being around. But yeah, yeah, the ones I know I never see you around as. But
Well, yeah, I guess you only ever see me promoting anime, and it's like that's all I do anymore at conventions. So it's been a long time since I've made anything outside of it. I did do Daenerys Targaryen when she was Khaleesi, so like that
okay,
outfit that's like all patchwork and that kind of stuff. And I was wearing that when I met Jason Momoa. So
oh okay. There is. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's an animated. There's two movies now called Batman Ninja, and it's an anime Batman movies, and there's a Harley Quinn in there, so you could do that and fit with the Crossroads.
I do know of Batman Ninja for sure.
There
I
you
do
go.
know of it.
Animes I've seen: Batman
Yeah.
Ninja and Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League. There you
We'll
go.
put it in the bank. It's in the bank.
It's in the bank. Go spend
Yep.
money. Go you make time for me, please. Yes.
Okay, you got it.
Um. There we go. So our first episode and story we're going to talk about today is True or False Face. With
Yeah.
yeah. So this one is about a villain named False Face going around robbing things, switching things, trying to get rid of Batman like everybody else. It's not that deep. He does have a partner in crime who is maybe not all in on the crime. She's pretty devious, but doesn't want to go maybe all in on everything. But he's trying to basically get into a vault that he wants to. But he can't do it. But we'll get to that later. This guest villain is question mark as Falseface, but the actor's name is Malachi Throne. He thought, hey, you never see my face in this, so let's just put a question mark there.
I'm glad you explained that, because I actually was very curious. Like, if that was do they do that every episode? Like, you have to guess the actor?
Nope. Just this one. But this guy was a big time TV guest star around this time. He played the Keeper in the Star Trek pilot The Cage. And that is the one with Christopher Pike and his Spock and stuff. And he was also later played Commodore Jose Mendez in the Menagerie Parts 1 and 2 on Star Trek. And then he does a stint on All My Children later in his career. He plays Senator Pardek in Star Trek The Next Generation in the episodes Unification Parts 1 and 2. And then he lends his voice to Batman Beyond and Animaniacs. And one of the later role, he was in Catch Me If You Can, the Steven Spielberg movie, for a sec. So,
I love that movie.
Notable guy. I just watched it recently, and I didn't know before I watched this, so I didn't know to look for somebody in it to see his face, the Falseface face.
Yeah.
So
That's clever.
We have other guests, Myrna Fahey as Blaze, and she's another TV guest star. Starred in big notable film role. She was in The House of Usher. And then her notable thing, though, is she dated Joe DiMaggio after him and Marilyn Monroe broke up, and received death threats about it, because Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe were like America's couple, and people got pissed if she dated somebody or he dated, and she got sent death threats about that. So,
well, I hope he was nicer to her than he was to Marilyn Monroe. I heard some things.
Yeah. That's hopefully one could hope. It was
well, I really liked her character, though.
Yeah, it was supposed to be originally cast was Angie Dickinson. Do you know who she is?
I don't.
It was in she had a show called Policewoman back in the day, after this in the 70s, and she was if you ever seen the movie Dressed to Kill, she's in that. She's the mom character in Dressed to Kill that's kind of the Janet Leigh of Dressed to Kill. But the little person in it is Billy Curtis. He's a recognizable character actor, worked with everyone from Hitchcock to Eastwood, and starred in cult movies like Eating Raoul. And then there's Joe Brooks, who's one of the other. He plays Fatso. He's a character actor in movies, but he played Trooper Vanderbilt in F Troop and was a Santa Claus in Gremlins. So here we go. And then rounding out with the director was William A. Graham, just a TV director that around the time did The Virginian, Naked City, The Fugitive, The FBI, and later would do 3 episodes of The X-Files. The only notable film he did was 1991's Return to the Blue Lagoon. And then written by Stephen Kandel, who writes a 3-part story in the next season and wrote the 2 Mud episodes of Star Trek and of the animated series, and then wrote for I Spy, Mod Squad, Mission Impossible, Bionic Woman, Hawaii Five-0, Wonder Woman, Charlie's Angels, Amazing Spider-Man, Dukes of Hazzard, Chips, and 17 episodes of MacGyver.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so, Megan, do you think Falseface is a comic book character, or was he made up for the show? You can guess.
It's going to be a guess for sure. I'm going to say he's a comic book character.
Yes. Yay! There's a lot of people.
How do I win?
Me to continue talking. He was in one comic book. Is Batman 113, The Menace of Falseface. And it was when they did like a bigger, thicker comic book that had multiple stories in it. He wasn't even a cover villain. He was in a middle of the comic book story.
Yeah.
The comic resembles nothing of this other than the villain being Falseface, who's a guy who changes faces, master of disguise. But when he doesn't have it on, he's got this like black mask that goes down to here. And this is
Oh.
only appearance. I've seen where people over history have thought, oh, this is their way of doing Two-Face, or this is a modded version of Clayface. No. Falseface, actual comic book character. But this is the first time where there's nothing that because these episodes get based off comic books a lot of the time, most of the time so far, and there's plot things that happen. This is just literally we used Falseface and made this up after it. So
Okay, I'm glad
um,
you said that because I was not familiar with Falseface at all. I was like,
gotcha.
and I did not love the character, but yes, it was bad in my opinion, even for the times.
Gotcha. So tell me what your thoughts on this first part of True or False Face. Checking it out.
So I kind of immediately laughed because right off the bat you get this like classic Scottish / Irish character cop in Chief O'Hara. Like it
Oh, yeah.
just seemed
Oh, you're
very.
not familiar with Chief O'Hara. Yeah, he's a regular in this show. Him and Gordon are
Yeah,
together. Yeah.
it felt like that, but I just thought like it's so funny because it's like so cliche that he would have like an accent and like I don't know. It just made me giggle because I'm like, oh, okay, here we go, Irish cop. And then the plastic mask immediately.
Yeah.
And it was like so much Botox that they get the glassy foreheads, and then before I knew it, he like rips off the mustache and that looked so bad too. And then it got on fire. I'm living for it. I was loving it immediately. Like I could definitely see me watching more of these.
hmm
And not that I'm making fun of it. I can appreciate the time and
Well, it
the
was intended to be a comedy show, so it's not like this is like
Oh, it is?
yeah, it was intended to be a comedic show. So there's a lot
Okay,
of it.
that makes me feel better.
There's a lot of campy stuff that like
Yeah.
there's incidental campy stuff in here, but a lot of it was intended. So, and then my listeners are gonna be like, "Man, he says this every episode," but I'm going to say it again. There's a whole line. If you grew up with the show, when you watched it as a kid, you took it very seriously, and we're like, "Oh my gosh!" And then at
Oh,
some point in your teens or something, you go back to it, you're like, "Oh, this is bad." And then when you're an adult and you watch, you're like, oh wow, this is actually kind of clever. This is fun stuff. This is
yeah.
like I get what this show. And they wrote it intentionally to be that way. They were like hoping the kids would latch on and then that the adults would have fun with it too.
Okay,
So
good, because I was like I found myself giggling so many times
by design,
watching
yeah.
this. Um, yeah, so and then it turned into a bomb and that cracked me up. But I immediately was like, is the plastic mask part of his face? Or like he always keeps that barrier on when he puts on a different face? Like,
I don't understand. Yeah.
okay, that makes me feel better too, because that was my thing. It was like, wait, you had a mustache mask over a mask. Like,
Yeah. Well, a lot of his masks were like it just was like all of a sudden like and it was like sometimes it's like does his like mask transform into the mask or is there a mask on it? Like
where are you keeping the mask?
yeah, he's the closest thing to a supernatural villain that's been so far.
Ah,
But
I see.
that's yeah, it's really it's it definitely humorous the way these borderline when he catches people um about them.
Mhm.
One of my favorite one was when there's the armored car and Batman. There's two guys and Batman
Oh,
goes to talk. And, and they figure, one of them's obviously going to end up being false face, but then Batman's like,
We've come to prevent a withdrawal. By false face. What? False face? Notorious criminal? Master of disguise?
Then we better load the money in the truck before it's too late, old buddy.
It's already too late. False face!
What? Right. That's false face himself in disguised person.
Well, yeah? What makes you so sure?
It's obvious. Only a criminal would disguise himself as a licensed bonded guard, yet callously park in front of a fire hydrant.
right. The fire hydrant part. I was
yeah,
like, oh my God.
It was so funny. It cracked me up. I was like, all right, that and Adam West's line delivery. He's so committed to and these line deliveries are
Yes.
amazing. Just because
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
like, oh my gosh, like because he does it so. It's not like tongue in cheek. It's not like he goes for it. He's not like there's no wink. There's no nothing.
No,
He lets us laugh
no.
at him. Like that's
He's very serious.
yeah.
He's very serious. I loved it. Well, like, and so like right after the mustache, the distraction. Look over here.
Hmm.
They go to run for him, and there's like the bean bag.
Oh yeah, that's just well, we're done.
I know.
Stop this.
I was like, is it made of lead? Like, we can't pick up the bean bag. We can't push it. Like, that part, that cracked me up. Like, you got away.
Yeah, they always get away. This one I have to wonder too, on the overall side of things. I noticed like if this was in a sort of bottle episode for the time because there's a lot more
Oh, yeah.
time spent than normal in Commissioner Gordon's office in between the two of these. Like
Yeah.
they're hanging out there a lot.
Okay.
And like they aren't normally the show starts Batman and Robin. They go down the bat poles. They get in the Batmobile. They show up at the commissioner's office. Go in there. They talk. And then they leave. And they might call Commissioner Gordon later or something like that. And there might be a scene. But like this one, they were in there a lot. So I'm like, they're making
We're in there a lot.
saving
For sure.
some money on a set. I think the store that they at the beginning was used in a different episode as well. So I'm like, and they have their back lot as well that they use for the streets and stuff. But so I have to wonder. I'm like, was this a bottle episode or something like that? But I don't know.
They needed to throw a couple episodes in, buy them some time for something bigger.
Right? Yeah, gotta get
Probably
ready.
Catwoman episode that was next.
Yeah, Catwoman's next. Yeah, very excited about that. But yeah, Dick Grayson is studying botany in this one. That's something I point out. And they always tell Aunt Harriet they're doing something. A lot of the time it's been fishing, but this time they were going to ramble in the woods, and Bruce Wayne calls it nature in the raw, so to speak. I'm like, okay.
I don't love that. I don't love nature in the raw. Also, is Aunt Harriet okay? Do they always give her lines that make you wonder if she has dementia or some sort of that?
She's always, this is what Aunt Harriet is, and if, believe it or not, Aunt Harriet is a real comic book character. She's Dick Grayson's aunt. She was an Alfred replacement when they killed Alfred off in the 1960s, and she was currently in the comic. This show resurrected Alfred from the dead to put him on there, so they used both of them.
Good.
So
I love that. I'm glad they did. I like Alfred. I need an Alfred, and I don't want to see him die either. That's not fair.
Yeah, they killed him in the 60s, and then they brought him back because of the show. But Aunt Harriet was a lot more, not like this in the comic, the one that they had. She was a lot more detective-y.
With it,
yeah.
She's like, I found your plant you were looking for. It's like, okay, Granny, let's go back and sit down.
She like when it gets to season 3 of the show, she appears a lot less because I guess her health was in bad decline.
Oh, so well, now you made me feel bad.
So
I thought she was still alive.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, she's still out there wondering where they're at, Bruce and Dick.
Yeah. Oh no, she's still digging up plants. My fingers hurt.
So a lot of these. The show starts. The first villain is the Riddler, and of course, the Riddler leaves riddles. The Penguin was in his episode was giving clues. Joker left a little clues to like doing that. Like it's kind of a villain thing they're doing. And False Face is no different. So he leaves a note that says, "All that glitters is gone."
It's gone.
Yeah, and it's signed FF. And Batman's like, he always leaves a quote.
FF.
And there's a clue that says, I intend to give money to a defenseless little girl, which this is a genius of the show. They determine everything is false about the statement and somehow come up with an armored car full of money is where it is, in which we talked about the armored car scene.
So it was opposite day, and they just like happened to figure that out, which I get it, like false. but I'm like, okay. And then I start following the logic with, opposite or false. And then they lost me big time when they got to the truck.
Right, yeah. Sure, we wound up at this. Yes.
I was like, wait a second. That, like, the math didn't math there. But I love the armored truck. Like, is the car called the false car? Like,
yeah.
It's like, it changes colors
Mm.
in the first scene. And then it separates.
Right.
And then he comes out of a motorcycle, like false face in his false car.
His falsehoods and his false. Yeah. He's a daredevil too. He's a little stunt guy.
I know.
It would be easy to do a stunt guy with false face. You just put the mask on. There you go. And why he's like, there's a scene where he's with his crooks, and like he's wearing like a red wig. Like, what is that?
That was
what
the
is
most disturbing wig between his wigs and Blaze's wigs. That red one was the most disturbing.
Your false face, also, not false hair.
Those cronies of his, like.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what all the cronies look like? Because it was just like, we need one person of every size human.
Not typically. So they normally, not the shapes and sizes, that was obvious for this one, but like they will dress similar, and sometimes they have names. Like the Penguin, or the last Joker game was the Bad Pennies Gang. There was the Mole Hill Mob. Sometimes they have names, but they all usually dress alike and have a similar kind of attitude to themselves.
Gotcha.
But yeah, this was one of the most stereotypical looking goons.
Yes.
Squad. Penguin,
his popped out of barrels.
Yeah. They do pop out of barrels. But yeah, stereotypical. This one takes care, and they even wear the little masks later on.
Yep, they sure do.
So one thing this show's notable for, and it doesn't happen in this episode, but Batman and Robin climb the side of buildings, and they talk and they climb, and then sometimes
I didn't see that.
A celebrity will pop out of the window, talk to them for a bit, and go back. Does not happen in this episode. Does not happen at all in this two-parter. We're still not.
I'm really glad you invited me to see the one-time appearance villain and the no climb scene.
Nobody. You didn't get a climb, but nobody's gotten a celebrity window cameo yet. That has not started yet. So we're still waiting on the first one to pop out. The gadget.
You should totally set off some confetti when that happens for the first one. Just something.
Yeah, there you go. I'll do some cheap graphic.
Yep.
There you go. So the gadgets used in this episode, they use the bat phone, the bat poles, the bat cave, the Batmobile, the batometer, and the bat analyst. Those are what they use. They use the bat analyst on the dollar. Is it the dollar? They put it on the screen to match the paper.
Yes.
There's gonna be some counterfeit money going on because
very entertaining scene.
Mm-hmm. Batcave full of wonders. And then we do get a little fight here in this episode, and the fight words in it are zap, crash, and boff. Pretty neat.
Zwap. I love.
Oh, that's later.
Zwap.
That's later. That's in the next one.
Oh, yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's
Spoiler
okay.
alert.
Oh no. So yeah, that's kind of it, because there's this plot. So we haven't talked about Blaze. She also does a false face thing at the beginning as an old man, but then she's always got these wigs, and she's tough on him. She does a stunt where she jumps out of Commissioner Gordon's office and lands.
It was the perfect dive. She just she stuck it.
Yeah, and then they have this plot where False Face is going to impersonate Chief O'Hara. So you get a lot of Chief O'Hara this episode, more Chief O'Hara than you get normally. And they blow powder on people's faces and they fall asleep.
Oh my God, so much powder. I'm like, how many times did somebody mess up and accidentally inhale when that was happening? And then just the burn, I can't imagine. I was like, I literally, these poor people, it was just like, whoa.
My favorite is when they're doing the trick and they're doing the setup for Batman, and Blaze has got her little cigarette holder, and she's like,
"No, you don't, Blaze. I have the answer to that little trick."
Is Batman got some gadget? No, he just blows it back in her face.
Just blows it right back.
He's like, it's so funny.
You're like, hey, I can do that. I can
Yeah.
be Batman.
I could be Batman. Oh, it's a good one. So yeah, Blaze, she's cool. I mean, of all the women side pieces for these villains, she's been probably the strongest one. Probably the one she's
Yeah.
actually been given stuff to do. She's involved in the plot. But, of course, like all of them, she starts feeling bad because, well, maybe we've gone too far and Batman's kind of nice.
She's just a girl.
Yes.
She's just a girl.
All those girls. So, the Robinisms in this episode, funny things Robin says. So we have Jiminy, what are we waiting for? And then moments later, Jiminy, yes! Crooked but king size. I was like, whoa, Jiminy got double dosage in no time. He's got a holy bouncing boilerplate. It fits. We're going to withdraw you from circulation and deposit you in jail. Like, yeah, nerd. Holy.
How old is Robin?
He's in high school. So he's between the ages of 15 and 18. Something.
I want to punch
played
him
by a
in
man
the
in his
throat.
20s. Then you got Holy Houdini, Holy Armored Plate. That's pretty dim, Blaze. And, well, let's all be away after False Face. Yeah.
It's so bad. Like I'm glad that it's a comedy because it's just like it's the goofiest. Like I don't think anybody ever talked like that ever.
Yeah. Well, the funny
Like-
thing is, this, people always make fun of the holy this, holy, and you're like, okay, he probably says it a few. No, there was one episode, I think the first one with the Joker, that was just like, holy, 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 holy. Like I was writing them down. I was like, damn, he says it a lot.
He does. He says it a lot, and there's so much alliteration.
Oh yeah, that's that's my favorite thing about this show.
It's incredible how they'll get like 7 words
Yeah.
together. Like, oh my gosh, like very impressive alliteration.
Yeah, and they just stay at like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Like, bubble,
good.
baby bubble bumper bumpers. Like,
Yeah. But in normal plot speaking stuff, and you're like,
Yes.
what the? Ooh, that was a lot.
Yes.
That was a mouthful, and they just they just get it.
I know. It's very impressive.
Before we wrap on this first part episode, I got some other notables. Batman says, "Blaze, she's as elusive as a flickery flame." And then there's a part where Batman goes to talk to this guy about a potential robbery, and he's leading him out, and he goes,
Bless you, Batman. Every law-abiding citizen of Gotham City goes with you today in spirit.
And if it were possible, in body.
I was like, whoo,
How did I miss that part?
hungry lady there. Yeah.
Ooh, she thirsty. I mean, I honestly, Adam West has the body of the man you would think of from the 60s.
Yeah.
Like that big barrel chest, a rib cage.
Hold the pants up. Yeah.
The rib cage is so big.
Yeah.
Like it's a crazy look for me, but I mean, I guess that was it back then. Yeah, so it does it for her, but I was just like, ugh.
They also so Batman says even Falseface has a conscience somewhere, or even Falseface has a conscience somewhere and can be rehabilitated somehow. So he's always
Batman for rehabilitation?
He's so for rehabilitation. That's everything he wants. He believes in the justice system.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's like opposite of Christian Bale.
Right.
Like used to seeing him beat the shit out of people.
He's like, someone offers him candy and he goes, candy, fresh fruit is much more helpful.
Yes. Oh my god. There's in the next episode he says something like that too.
And this is the second episode in a row where Batman is gassed from a vending machine.
Yes.
It's like that. Well, because like the previous Joker episode, him and Robin were gassed to be kidnapped for that, and so that leads to our cliffhanger where Falseface and Blaze tie Batman and Robin to subway rail tracks with cement in hopes the next train will run them over in 5 minutes. And they say, "Keep your bat wings crossed until tomorrow, same time, same channel, same perilous predicament. And it's a freeze frame the whole time while the narrator talks. Normally it's moving images, but this time they froze the whole thing the whole time. But that takes us into our next episode. Holy Rat Race, because it rhymes with True or False Face. And the guest again is Malachi Throne as False Face. Same guest stars as the previous one. Same director, same writer. The cliffhanger resolve. Alfred radios Batman, who tells him to pull the lever on the bat transmitter, which shorts the radio and also helps Batman to escape and grab his bat torch to release him and Robin.
So that looked like a mouse trap, like a repurposed mouse trap.
Mm.
The thingy-mabob.
Yeah. Yeah.
I immediately was like, wait, I know that engineering. Something like that. And then also it looked like cellophane.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be cement, but it was plastic wrap, cellophane, something like that. Yeah.
Like I was watching, I loved it. It's really good. Also, was Alfred playing Mozart? He was like playing Mozart on the intergalactic recorder or something. It's like also a radio.
Don't tell Master Bruce I play Mozart down here.
Yeah. Well, and like you notice the television's even labeled, like everything.
Oh yeah, everything
is
printed the labels. Get my labels. But my favorite is which they use is the giant lucite map of Gotham City. I think it's just the funny. It's just so long of a name. Could just be map.
Right. Am I dumb? What's lucite?
I think it means like it's like see through and light up or something like that. Because they draw on it in other episodes, and things. So it's giant lucite.
Very specific.
Very specific.
Like somebody there's learning to read.
Right. So they get out and I mean they set up a thing where we wind up in this big Old West stick-up thing by the end of it, because Batman and Robin, they get a clue from Blaze inadvertently from a radio station, and then they wind up getting False Face Corner on a studio backlot.
Yeah, it's
where they find him.
The abandoned Bioscope.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, Deadpool, when he was given all the nods to like Fox or whatever, I was like, what kind of shade is Batman throwing on this Bioscope?
At least it's not the Biodome, but it's a trap. But yeah, they trap him there. Becomes a big chase. Blaze changes sides. I'll go through the gadgets right now because there's one of the most ridiculous ones on the show so far in this part scene. So we see the Batcave in this. Mention the map. Bat radio, Bat transmitter, Bat torch, Bat mobile, Bat alarm. The television. It was just labeled television. I'm counting it. It's fine.
Yeah.
The Bat laser, the Bat phone. In the Batarang, the Bat rope, and the inflated Batmobile duplicate.
I can't with that.
That includes Robin standing up.
I can't.
Because you go so this whole time. So False Face is like got his little targeting system on his driver's side window. His driver's side window.
Yeah.
So not even a good angle to like. And then Batman and Robin come slowly looking for him, and he shoots something, and then there's this Frame of the Batmobile there, and you're like, what happened?
I literally was like,
so confused. Yeah. And then Batman's like, yeah, it was our inflated Batmobile. I'm like, no, it wasn't.
What?
No way. I saw the car and it drove.
It exploded.
And Robin literally stood up. What?
That part, I laughed out loud when I saw what was there. It was like, when you were a kid and you would try to put straws together to like make something. That's what that was.
Right.
That was, and I, it's like you could almost kind of see a car outline, but you couldn't. And then what is that? What's inflatable about that?
Yeah, I don't. And why has it got a frame? Like, the thought process behind it is just baffling.
I think everybody on the show took like 2 weeks vacation at the same
Right.
time. And so they had their C squad, trying to put shows together. Like, the kids crave it. We have to get it out for the kids.
We lost a couple pages of the script. What's the explanation for this? It's inflatable. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. So yeah, they end up in this big chase of false faces on a motorcycle. You can tell the stunt doubles are during this time a little bit, and then they wind up going by this cowboy guy, who then breaks the fourth wall, and then it's false face, and then it's Commissioner Gordon, and then he's false face, and then they finally catch false face.
How does he do it so fast?
He's clothing and face.
Yeah.
Like, he had that Commissioner Gordon mask ready or something. Like,
well, maybe you're onto something, and he's like, somewhat supernatural, or like he's a skinwalker or something like that.
Something. So
something. But they never try to take off his mask. They have him right there, and they don't.
Well, to be fair, people have many chances to unmask Batman. They always tend to leave it. So there's that.
Yeah, that's a good point. But we're not talking about Batman's mask.
No, we're not talking about that. Before all that finale, there's a big scene in the vault too. I forgot to mention where Falseface is trying to steal, and they're like, his henchmen come out from there, and they're like, "Whew, no one expected you were hiding here all day."
Right.
Okay.
Where?
All right. Sure.
And then they use a turkey carver on the bars of the vault. It's made of styrofoam.
And then the poor little guy going through there, it's like there's still bar pieces there. I'm like, oh, that's gotta hurt going over, dragging through it. But
that
no.
part was so funny.
Yeah, and they have a little fight in there, in the vault, but there's no fight words that come up during that time. But when Batman and Robin beat the shit out of Falseface at the end, we get two fight words. We get pow and, as you mentioned, zwap.
I love that.
And now, so here's what I've been keeping a season tally on these fight words. So an update for this episode, for these two episodes, pow is still leading with 7 usages. And we have bam with 4, zap with 4, oof with 4 O's with 3, zonk with 3, crunch with a K with 3, kapow with 3, wham with 3, biff with 3, zwap now has 3, crash, boff also have 3, and then with 2 we have thwap, crunch with a C, and zock, Z-O-K. Didn't get any weird words this time, but we had Pam last time. Pam. Pam.
I don't like biff, and I don't like zonk.
Zonk. Well, there's zolonk. That's one of them they use too.
Don't love it. At the biff, when you say oh, he biffed it.
Oh yeah.
I wonder, maybe that has something to do with where that came from.
That's true. Maybe if they were using that in the 60s. I don't know what the slang was, but yeah, they come up with some creative ones. For sure.
I hope people did not talk like Robin talks. That's just awful. That's no wonder he hangs out with Batman. He's got to stay safe because he's being shoved in lockers and.
Well, the previous episode was took place mainly at his school, and we got to see Dick Grayson in action with fellow classmates and stuff. So.
And how'd that go for Dick Grayson?
I don't think he's got friends.
Well, I wonder why.
So yeah, speaking of him, the Robinisms here are holy transistors, holy wigs. We've turned your own tricky tables on your false face via a false vault.
Yeah, that was hard to hear. That was really rough.
We have false face must have his hideout in the crumbling sets of faded false fronts. We have holy rats in a trap, and Falseface may still have a plot or two in his bag of fiendish tricks. And then, face it, Falseface, you've been out decoyed. You fell for a phony target. I fell for it too, Falseface. Don't you worry.
Right.
I fell for it. After the whole thing, so we then rejoin it to Wayne Manor to find out there's a reformed woman coming in, and it's Blaze.
With no wig.
No
She
wig.
got her natural hair.
And she's going to go live with her brother in Australia on the farm.
New Zealand.
New Zealand,
Yeah.
right. There's a difference. There's a difference.
Yeah, you can't say that down there.
Nope. No.
But yeah, I was like, oh, nice little after school special kind of moment. Like
Very much. And this is like, they keep reforming the last episode, Robin's cheerleader classmate who got in with the Joker. She was on her way to go into the reform school. And then we had Zelda the Great who went to the women's prison to be reformed. Like there's all these reformed women. And it's funny because it's almost like a reaction because in the first two-parter with the Riddler, his partner, played by Jill St. John, dies in it because she falls in the reactor thing in the back of the Batcave, and she dies. And ever since then, and Batman felt bad about it. They had like a thing where at the end where he was thinking about it, and they put her picture like up in the corner.
Oh no!
Like memory her, and he felt bad about it. And then every woman's been reformed since then, or like felt
or
bad.
dead. So if you can't fix her, kill her.
One dead one.
That's right. One less one to fix.
Yes. But yeah, it's just so funny that the reform. She's just like bink, 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 bink. It's like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
she did it. So
have fun on the farm, Blaze. We're proud of you. You were a good one.
Some other notes I have. There's a little bit of a comedic bit after the cliffhanger resolved where the train goes by and Batman and Robin are like this, and there's a couple on like, oh, it looked like it was Batman and Robin.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's kind of a new thing. Interesting.
They put their papers up.
Right.
No big deal.
No big deal. Huh. Is that Batman and Robin? Batman says, one thing I will not allow is anyone being false to me. Or no, it's Falseface, I think, says that. Maybe. Yeah. I thought it was
yeah. He says, he's like, puts his hands up.
Yep.
Because he says the word true. Like, Batman says the word true. And Falseface is like, don't use that word at me.
And then
His kryptonite.
Here's one for you. Double dose of diabolical deception. And then there was a cool shot when they were in the western area and they were chasing. They had a camera mounted to the back of the Batmobile for the driving and chase, and that was new. They hadn't done something like that, so that was kind of neat. And then so that was pretty much everything I have. You got anything else on this one? Feelings?
I mean, you pretty much hit on everything that like I wanted. Oh, the rope netting that stops the Batmobile in its tracks. You know, like, they like drop it. I loved that. That was hilarious. I really liked it. It was really enjoyable, like both episodes, and being able to, you know, I imagine you as a kid, that cliffhanger had you like, God damn it. You know,
oh no.
Gotta wait a whole week.
The funny thing is, until the Blu-ray set and stuff came out, I didn't remember Falseface at all. Like I don't remember watching. Like he was like, I'm like, who the fuck is? Like I don't remember this episode. Like I didn't remember Falseface until, you know, I think the set came out in 2014, and I was going through. I'm like, Falseface. What the hell is Falseface? That one was not in my memory. I had random episodes taped from when I was a kid, but like I don't know where they went to, and but
taped them, huh?
Taped them. I didn't. I think I had most every one of them taped off TV, and then I also had every episode of Get Smart taped off TV, and I had every episode of Seinfeld taped off TV.
Did you pause it during commercials? Yeah, of course. You got to get up, run over there. Yep. I was trying to get every episode of Get Smart on this is a fun story on TV back in the day, and there was a couple, I admit, or something, and I knew the Nick at Night
running order, and I was going on spring break with my family to Florida, and I had my aunt tape it for me on Nick at Night.
Wow.
Because I didn't want to wait. Because this is old shows in the 60s would have like 30 to 40 episodes a season.
Oh
so in the rerun cycle, I was going to have to wait for fucking ever for it to come back up. But it was the cliffhanger. The cliffhanger in the Get Smart episode, I think it was season 4, season 5. They were in the wax museum and the werewolf is about to get Maxwell Smart. And I didn't have the other part of it. And it was coming up and I made her tape it while I was out of town. So I could.
Oh, but she did.
She did.
And got it done.
She got it done. She got it done. And it was like the stupidest thing. My that's the kind of idiot kid I was but now, growing up seeing me like this, it all made sense, right? It all
my
made
brain
sense.
was more like, damn, that's a good aunt. Like I wasn't thinking you at all. Like I literally was, DVRing stuff.
You had that option. I didn't have DVR for a bit till I was living on my own in Los Angeles in 2005, 2006. I got my DVR finally, but I even it was funny because I went on a trip back here to Indiana, and while I was here, Lost was on, and I brought a VHS tape, had my sister tape it off TV, and took it back with me to LA so I could watch it when I got back.
No, yeah, we got really lucky. My dad's brother worked for Dish Network, so we always had the best stuff.
There you go.
But that was it.
Gotcha. Well, that's good.
Yep.
That's wonderful. So I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I hope, I encourage you to check out more. It's not streaming anywhere. You have to rent it right now. It used to be Vudu, or now Fandango at Home with ads used to have it, but hopefully it shows up somewhere again. But it's currently, it's weird. It's got weird ownership rights because Fox, 20th Century Studios, technically they own the show. Warner Brothers owns the character. They have to usually come to an agreement to do it. So the box set was like a blessing in disguise, get it while you can. Yeah. And then it's been on streaming for a while. And then I went to do this series and I'm like, just tell people where. I'm like, fuck, it's not streaming anywhere anymore. So.
Well, thanks for providing the material.
No problem. Completely legally. Yes. So I appreciate you coming on. And so where can people keep up with you and let them know about keeping up with Anime Crossroads? Yeah,
absolutely. So I like to watch TikToks, but I don't post anywhere. But if you follow Anime Crossroads, then you'll see me on there. I do a lot of lives. I post when we're at conventions and then a lot during our show in February. So Anime Crossroads, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, admin at animecrossroads.com. If you have any questions, we're always looking for guests and panelists and volunteers. So if you want more information about that, you can find me there.
Excellent. And I'm on the socials at Brandon4KUHD. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel where you can get a visual representation of this as well as my 4K UHD, Blu-ray, and DVD reviews. The documentary, Doctor on Display, the USA Tour from Real Time Pictures is now available, and you can buy it on DVD, digital, or rent it at timetraveltv.com. I have stuff in that one. You should check it out. And next week, it's finally here. Batman versus Catwoman. Can't wait. Till then, stay film positive.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios, and no infringement is intended. Additional information on this and other episodes at BrandonPetersShow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail@brandonpetershow.com. The show is available on Apple Music, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.